So, for those who don't know, LabWorks is the mother company that deals with swimming pools. We do refurbing of swimming pools, regel coating, relining. We do the maintenance. We do, all the piping, the replacing of the pool pumps and all that. So we specialize in swimming pools here in the Western Cape. And we also specialize in flat roof waterproofing and commercial box cutters, much like that one over there. You can see that roof over there. There's a box cutter that meets those two slants over there, those two slopes. And those box cutters often leak. And we have a unique system that deals with them. But it's not about that. It's about being house proud. It's about teaching our people to project care. And I want to take you through the workshop with you. And I want to show you and maybe even introduce you to some of the people that are responsible for keeping the business the way it is.
You're listening to The Functional Founder with Themi Sturgianus, a podcast for owner-operators ready to build high-performance teams, handle growth with confidence, and scale without burning out.
Functional founders, I was sitting in a meeting this morning with my team. We have one every Tuesday, and we do a thing called a whiffle, what I feel like expressing. And I had this warm, fuzzy feeling inside, which I often do, because I really realized we're building something very special. And I went and knocked on my GM's door afterwards. I said, you know what? We are building something special. And he smiled. He looks at me. He says, I know. I can play the movie. And I'm so grateful for him as well for what he's done for the company and the rest of the team as well. Because while we were sitting having that meeting, everyone was contributing towards certain issues we had. We had a lawsuit that we needed to attend to yesterday. Unfortunately, it wasn't really a lawsuit. It was a small claims court thing where a client has been most unreasonable. And usually it'll be the founder that goes and deals with it. In this case, I had two very special people in my company go and attend to it. And I believe it was very successful. The outcome's not there yet, but unfortunately, these things do happen as we grow businesses. We're going to tread on toes and we're going to make some people uncomfortable and we're going to hold people to account. We believe in integrity. We believe in fulfilling our promise. And sometimes clients just don't pull their side of the bargain. And it's a situation where it'll end up in a small claims court like it did. And who deals with it? Mostly functional founders would need to deal with it. In this case, my team dealt with it. And I wanted them to deal with it because I wanted them to grow. But here's the thing is that when I spoke to the team about it, they actually took it on. They said, let us prepare it. We'll prepare the documents, make sure, because the client is being most unreasonable. And this does happen from time to time where the clients can be unreasonable. And they're used to taking other contractors to the cleaners. They're not going to do it with this company. We're standing strong. And usually it's the functional founder that needs to deal with it. In this case, my team has dealt with it. And very proud of the team. But in the discussion, we were talking about taking ownership. We were talking about the smaller little details. And in our company, we've developed standard operation procedures manuals for everything. And basically, from when you walk into the business, switch on the lights, right through to switching on the TV, there is a standard operation procedures manual for everything. Because I'm building this company to work with us. I'm building it for my team. And I don't want it to be dependent on me. Even this court case, I didn't go to the court case. It was dealt with my team, and I have full faith in them that they will deal with it positively. And if the outcome is not there that we desired, then we live with it because we are unison. We are one. And it all starts with what your business looks like. And this is what I want to demonstrate to you is the kind of ownership, the level of ownership that we're teaching our people to take in our business. If we want to be a company that stands out proudly from all the other competitors, then we need to behave like a company that stands out above all competitors. And that starts with home. It starts with our desk. It starts with how many loose papers are on there. And if people walk into our business, what kind of persona are we projecting? What's the brand that we're delivering to our clients? What's our promise? And if the people can see that even at our workspace where people don't see this often enough, and this is why I want to showcase it to you, because clients don't see this. And people that possibly might want to come work with LabWorks, they don't see what we're creating here. I mentioned a story I mentioned this in my meeting actually this morning. We're talking about building the standards of the company and how do we end up delivering a superior service to the end client? Because while I was sitting in the meeting, although we had a victory with this court case or at least a potential victory, and my team taking absolute ownership. I had one of the other sales technicians walk in, and he was grumpy, man. He was grumpy because he went to site. He did some quality control checking, and he saw that one of the box cutters was filled with rubbish, and that is just not our standard. And that got me going in the meeting because I started to discuss, guys, is this our standard? Our team's not expecting us to see this kind of standard on the roof, but we are checking it now. We're putting those quality controls in. So Marco, he went out to go and quality control. He came back and says, guys, I'm most disappointed. This is what I found, rubbish in the box cutter, and I needed to clear it. And this is what our team's doing. Guys, we're in contracting here. And this is going to happen. And not only in contracting, in most businesses it happens. But are we accepting that standard? What are we putting in place to curb that? And I believe we can put all the SOPs in the world together. But at the end of the day, if we don't have a level of care in our company where people care deeply for what they're building, they're just not going to project it even on site with clients. And we're trying to curb that. And I believe we're going to curb that by being house proud. We're being house proud of our company. So, for those who don't know, LabWorks is the mother company that deals with swimming pools. We do refurbing of swimming pools, regel coating, relining. We do the maintenance. We do, all the piping, the replacing of the pool pumps and all that. So we specialize in swimming pools here in the Western Cape, and we also specialize in flat roof waterproofing and commercial box cutters, much like that one over there. You can see that roof over there. There's a box cutter that meets those two slants over there, those two slopes, and those box cutters often leak. And we have a unique system that deals with them. But it's not about that. It's about being house proud. It's about teaching our people to project care. And I want to take you through the workshop with you, and I want to show you and maybe even introduce you to some of the people that are responsible for keeping the business the way it is. So let me just take you there quickly. I'm going to take you to where we store some of our products, where our ladders are and where our tile cutters are and where most of the installers meet in the morning, even to our forklift. And there's my bike. Absolutely love my baby. Here's the forklift over here. As you can see, there's a standard operating procedures manual that this needs to hang here. That needs to hang there. It's clean. It's tidy. And we have a newcomer in our business. And I said I'm going to introduce you to him. This is Liam.
How's it, guys?
And Liam's a special character that's joined us, what's been 2 months?
Nearly 3.
3 months, eh?
16th is going to be 3.
And he's responsible for keeping this place absolutely house proud. Look at this. Look at the quality of this. The floor's being cleaned. Okay, we've got ladders that are out at the moment, but we know that we can count how many ladders are out at the moment. We've got our boards that are up on the wall. We've got everything labeled. So there's standard operation procedures for everything, but it's clean. The floor's shining. He's cleaning it today because he's proud and he cares. And for that reason, we will look after him. If you look at the cages, everything's neat, packed the day before with a clipboard ready to go out with our teams in the morning. We've got our clipboards. Uncle Lawrence, so how's it? This is Uncle Lawrence. He's also joined the team, so he's behind the scenes trying to keep the place neat. We've got our GM over there driving the forklift, so also responsible for the procedures and keeping everything neat. We've even, in our meeting this morning, one of our team members took a photograph of a lunchbox that was sitting in one of the vehicles. That's not our standard. We just don't believe we should eradicate those. Slay, saying how's it to the camera. Slay's assistant ops helping us implement the standards that we want. We've got Erin over here. She deals with all the waterproofing leads, and she's also helping me a little bit with my social media. Very grateful. We've got Courtney over here. Hi. Courtney helps with the swimming pools. She deals with that. With all the leads, and she helps us convert. She's converted some swimming pools as well. She talks directly to the clients. We've got our values that we've put up on the wall. We're very team orientated, so the team has grown, the team has changed. This is my office over here, and this office has been given to my GM at the moment. He's using it much more than me. I'm happy to sit in the boardroom for now. We've got the bookcase of knowledge where we're often stealing from here. This was used the other day. We've got the 1-minute manager that was used by one of our team members. She's busy reading it at the moment. And we've got Jody, which is really responsible for a very important part of our business. Jody, what are you responsible for?
Everything. So I'm responsible for scheduling projects and liaising with for when and just making sure.
And she does an absolute marvelous job. This woman is an absolute workaholic. I try and stop her from working. She just doesn't stop. She's like an engine, and we're so grateful to have you, Jody.
I
Yeah,
enjoy working here, so
yeah.
why not?
She's this is her desk over here. This is where everything happens, and she's basically the nucleus of the business. So, to see if I can bring up the CRM system over. That's your WhatsApp. Maybe you can just bring it up. I'll circle. Yeah, just now. We're big on SOPs. So we've even got Greek coffee. So Greek coffee, we've got our kit to make the Greek coffee. But here's the thing, guys. Even the SOP for the Greek coffee, because it's difficult to make. And we always believe that when you make the Greek coffee, there's got to be a little bit of kamaiki on the top, which just makes for an ice cream coffee. This morning we served it to a potential contractor that we're bringing on board as a subcontractor. We made coffee, and there's no excuse because in the beginning no one knew how to make Greek coffee but me. Now we have SOPs or an SOP. You scan that barcode, you can see it on your phone as well. But we've got the printout version over here, how to make the Greek coffee, which is quite cool. So what else can I share with you? We've got admin finance office over here. She's just stepped out at the moment. And I'm circling back to Jody over here that handles all the logistics. Jody, do you want to put up the calendar just to show where we at as far as logistics and how we do it? Fine. So what Jody does is if the call comes in, we have to book the client. Sometimes there's a call out fee that's with a specific installation that's necessary or call out fee we need to assess. There'll be a call out fee associated with it, and she'll put it into the diary. We'll open up a job board for the client. Guys, we're not fly by nights here. We are really trying to create something of great standard where we can uplift our industry, and that's so important for our business. Then I'm going to take you to our boardroom. We've got Warwick over here. Warwick runs pools at the moment, and he's really trying to build this business in winter. It's very tough, but we're soldiering on to try and make it happen.
The right direction.
The right direction.
100%.
Warwick comes from an industry where he did a lot of outbound marketing to get clients, and we're trying to learn from him there as well, not just inbound, because we have a business that brings in a lot of leads. We've got a system where we've got leads coming into the business, but we also need to go and fetch leads. We've got our value system, which is on the wall. So we try and live by the value system, and that's where I'm sitting at the moment. I'm quite happy to sit there. So guys, I'm not showing this to brag really. I'm showing this to point out what we've done and how we're building this business. One of the flagship successes is our warehouse at the moment, and you can see we've got an active warehouse over here where we've got everything labeled, stored. We can see exactly if things are missing. We've got our boards over here that schedules jobs so that we can see what's happening. We've got our clipboards where we've got certain colors to show the urgency of some of the projects. So we're really trying to make this business repeatable, less mistakes, deliver more successfully to clients so that they can speak positively of us and that we can really uplift the standard of our industry. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this and we'll chat soon.
Thank you for joining the Functional Founder. This podcast grows through you, our founder community. Please share this with someone who needs it and click on the subscribe button. That way, more people can join us.